It is time for some coffee table talk here on 69 News at Sunrise. As you know, the coffee table is the center of many family rooms. So how can you keep it chic and not cluttered? Interior decorator Shoshana Gosselin joins me now with some great advice. Josh, good morning.
Good morning.
I love how our set looks so pretty with now that it's been shoshed up, as I like to say, with some pillows and all these fun accessories.
Yeah.
So thank you for doing that. So let's talk coffee tables. What mistakes do you find that people tend to make when accessorizing their coffee table?
Two pitfalls. Either they over-accessorize a table and it ends up looking cluttered,
Okay.
or they under-accessorize a table and it falls short of bringing in that drama that you could add to any room.
So what does it take to fix the problem? I know a lot of people say, oh my gosh, I just spent all this money on my furniture. I don't have a lot of money to spend on accessories for my coffee table. Does it cost a lot of money?
It doesn't, and I'm going to hopefully give you ideas today on things that you can bring out of places that you never thought of.
Okay, awesome. Let's dive into the tips. I know
Yes.
your first one, creating height. Let's talk about that.
So I have, I'm going to give two different looks, some basic rules that I follow. For this particular look, I definitely want to take into consideration my coffee table size and the shape.
Okay.
This is a rectangular table, and it has like kind of a dark finish. So I have two formulas that I use all the time.
Okay.
This one is called zoning it into three. So I take my table and I basically cut it into three pieces.
Okay.
And I start with the center piece. Very
Okay.
easy. So I decide what I want to add into the center. And in this case, I love adding trays in.
Yeah.
Because what trays are great for is putting in all that clutter. Getting all those little things
Okay.
out of the way.
Like maybe like a remote control or something, or
That's right. Or if you want to
fun
display little
necklaces,
things.
something
Yeah,
cool.
Of course,
Yeah.
I have necklaces.
Yeah, I love it.
So I'm weighting that down in the center of the table.
Okay.
I want to then balance the ends.
Just kind of lift this up to show people how cool that looks. Yeah. Okay, and then we'll balance the ends. How do we balance the ends?
So I want to add weight on one side first,
Okay.
and I'm going to do that by bringing in some color, and again, another functional piece. If you're short on storage, it can hide
Oh, that's
clutter.
a good idea. Yeah, that's cool.
So that takes up a good amount on this side, and I would like to balance it out on the other side, but not in the same way. Instead of a large piece in width, I'm going to use two pieces in height. And I would like to use these decorative vases. I love them. My only concern is that it's the same kind of hue as the table. It doesn't really pop.
Okay.
And I also don't like that it's a similar height as my box. So on this side, I'm going to lift them up onto books.
Oh, that's a neat idea. And I love these like old kind of vintage looking books.
I'll tell you what, it's always, if you go to any outlet store and you see big books that have a good price on them, pick them up, because you can always use them just as decorative pieces in the home.
Okay, great.
And then I always like to add a little something special, a little detail, maybe on a corner, giving something interest. So now our table is pretty much finished. It has weight on both sides, good balance, but they're different looks. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, yeah, good conversation piece, and this looks so nice.
Yes, and I want to give one more tip.
Yeah.
You don't want to have overly large pieces in height because you can't see each other, and you don't want pieces that come to the edges of your table because the whole point of the coffee table is to be able to put a drink down.
Right, right. Okay, so don't.
On the other side are going to consist of
I love these. These are so cool.
some decorative vases, giving again height and a little contrast. And the third one is going to be a little bowl, which acts like the tray. It holds remote controls, you know, cell phones. If your friends are over and they want to put it somewhere, it's not just hanging out on the table. And you know, so now we have the two separate parts of our table, and we're just going to give this area a little interest by building that one part up. We use a little bowl here for interest. I like to bring in, if you have a cute little jewelry box or any type of decorative box that you want to add on top.
Or like even my coasters came in like a real cute little carrier, so that might work something.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Functional,
Do you like
too.
how I'm thinking? Okay,
I love
quickly.
it.
And then two more candles.
Yep, and then two candles, and this is a little cleaner, chicer look, but we have now interest on both sides of the table. The finish goes well, the coloring goes well.
I like the idea of putting these vases on the table as well. Shosh, great advice as always, and we have more tips coming up in just a few minutes when our coffee table talk continues. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back. Well, Well, we are talking about how to style your coffee table so it's beautiful and organized this morning. Interior decorator Shoshana Gosselin joins me once again for part 2 of our coffee table talk. Good morning once again.
Morning.
So this seems so basic. You know, a lot of people don't think about their coffee table when they're thinking about their design plan, but it's very important, right?
Oh, yes.
Big
Yeah.
centerpiece of the room. Yeah. Okay, so you have some more great looks for us this morning.
Yes, so now we're going to use the same formulas we used before,
Okay.
but we're going to talk about how to bring in a collection or a theme. We want our coffee tables to have personality.
And I know you said to think about your interests, right? And kind of incorporate them as well.
Yes, so we're going to talk about a nautical theme. A lot of people, they like to go on vacations to islands, and they like to bring back things. Well, why not show off those beautiful, maybe shells that you collect? So what I've done here is, again, using that same formula of cutting our table into 3 pieces, we're going to show off a beautiful nautical theme.
Okay, great. So how do we do it?
Okay, first we're going to locate the center of the table, and I'm going to balance this large piece, the tallest piece, right in the
Okay.
center this time. And then on either side to balance it out, I'm going to use my books again because they have that old worn feel. I love
Yeah,
it.
it looks so cool. And I love using them as a decorative piece. You
Yeah.
know? So neat. Okay.
Okay, so then I'm going to pull in 2 candlesticks that bring in that nautical fresh feel that can be lit and smell really pretty in the room. And I love touch and feely things, so I'm going to bring in a little vintage can full of more shells.
Great.
And a little, what looks like a little buoy or something on the corners, some vintage jars, and then I always like to add in a little bit of fun and different placement of things. So I'm going to place this little guy, this little piece of coral right here, and then these 2 starfish right on the corner of the table. And now we have a little nautical
Oh my gosh,
theme.
that's adorable. And you see this stuff everywhere right now. So even if you haven't collected, you know, stuff on vacation like Shoshana mentioned, you can head to, you know, craft store, home goods, stores like that. They have this stuff everywhere. Probably even get a good sale right now.
Absolutely, and you could fill a jar like this with anything. You know, people collect match.
Flowers delivered or whatever, and I just group them together, and
Yeah.
it looks so neat, you know?
It's such a conversation starter, and you could sit there and look at all your pretty glassware. It's
Yeah.
important to have stuff in front of you that adds personality.
And I think we should mention, you know, you can just pick up vases such as these. They don't have to be expensive, you know,
No.
antique pieces. You can find them pretty much anywhere.
All of mine are actually old wine bottles and liquor bottles that I sprayed. You
Oh,
know,
wow.
I'm big on the spraying.
Yeah, I love it.
So that's always an idea to anything
Great.
in your house.
And we have about 30 seconds, but what if you have an ottoman? Same tips?
Yes, with an ottoman, I would suggest a tray.
Okay.
And then fill the tray in with a few pieces, not cluttering the whole thing up. But again, the tray allows you to just lift it up and take it off the table.
Okay, super. Shoshana, great tips as always. I'm going to have to go rearrange my coffee table today. That'll be my homework assignment. So thanks so much. Again, you can check out more great ideas from Shoshana on her blog. There it is, loveyourroom.com. And let's head over to Matt Broderick now, who I'm sure has a fabulous coffee table. And staying inside by your coffee table, Matt, a great idea today, right?
Very good.